All right, this part two, man. Chicago versus, the Muslim car. Y'all been waiting on, let you wait a little minute so you could really enjoy it. All right, so don't say I didn't, don't get to you. I had to deliver.
Hi guys, welcome to Platinum Cuisines. We're located on the North Mile in Freeport.
Tune in to Unique Mecca Audio.
All right, Unique Mecca Audio, man. I'm here. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and you see the Cash App at the bottom of the screen. Like, subscribe, Cash App at the bottom of the screen. And if you want to be a part of the future program, you've been in the prison, state, federal, whatever, hit the number up on the screen. That's why I got a number up there now. Now, the homies done got into it at Lewisburg. They didn't want to sent a couple of them down there to, ATL. So now they're in Atlanta. Now, you get down to Atlanta, if y'all been in Atlanta back in the days, you already know that was like the black-owned prison. You know what I mean? This was right around the time of the 1995, Olympics, when Olympics was getting ready to come in the early 90s. So now, dudes get down to Atlanta, you got bad black girls working there. So now, we up in Lewisburg. When we in Lewisburg, we only had 2 females working in there. I'm talking about, this is gladiator camp. This is maximum security prison. You understand what I'm saying? Only thing above that was Marion back at the time. You know what I mean? ADX wasn't even really open then. So, in Lewisburg, we had 2 females. The first 2 that worked there. I'm going to give you a little of that, then I'm going to go back to that because I know y'all like to make me drag this out and give y'all a little bit more about this prison talk. So we had 2 females, a black one and a white one. The black girl was, like a caramel complexion with natural, red hair. She was slim, had a nice little waist and a nice little bunkie. You know what I mean? Now, really cute. And she was from Philly. So, she had that good attitude. You know what I mean? It was, she know how to kick it with the brothers. And then you had a white girl that had black hair and blue eyes. You know what I mean? And she was kind of short, had a decent little frame. But those were the only 2 females we had working in the prison. If y'all was in Lewisburg, you know what I'm talking about. All the other COs was all men. Majority big white boys. You know what I mean? They didn't even have a black sergeant, a black lieutenant or sergeant in there. None of that back then. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, they didn't even have sergeants. The sergeants was in the States. See, I'm getting things confused. They didn't even have a black lieutenant in there then. You know what I mean? Because the first black lieutenant we got was Lieutenant Blanchard that came during the riot joint, which I'm going to break down later. But anyway, tell you about, how the females was. So it was only 2 of them. They put the white girl, you know what I mean, on, working like, delivering papers to the different units, to the different offices. And you know what I mean? Because she was white. Because remember, this all white joint. We up in the mountains, redneck mountains of Pennsylvania. So they had the black girl now. They had her working on the back of the garbage truck. They had a real garbage truck that used to drive around the prison to pick up all the garbage. A real dump truck, garbage truck. And they had the black girl on the back of the joint, you know what I mean? Picking up garbage with, another black officer that was there. But the white girl, she was walking around with, handing out like the call outs and, doing whatever little assistant work that had to be done. So she was good. But the black girl on the back of the truck, I remember one I'm going to give you. We in the shower, because, we ain't never had no females in there. I ain't been down that long, but still, I'm still cocky. I think I'm the man, and, I know how to kick it to the females. So they had count time. So now they got count time, and I'm in the shower. So when you go in the shower, you put the sheet up over the shower, things like that, so the other men can't see you, but they got little cubicles, but they didn't have the cages that you see behind me right here. They wound up putting the cages like you see behind me, after the crack law riot that, I wound up kicking off in Lewisburg. So they started putting the cages up like that on the front of the showers. But back then you go in, they got 4 shower stalls or 5 shower stalls, and you go in and you bring your sheet and you call it your shower sheet, and you hang it up over the, the little place where you put your towel and your wash rag. So that way, man can't see you. And then you go in there, for those of y'all listening, you know what I mean? Let's keep it 100. You know what I mean? We in there doing forever. So when you put the sheet up, you go in there, you masturbate behind the sheet while you in the shower with the warm water running on you and all that. So if you youngins want to, give up being with your soft woman at night or midday or whenever, y'all go on to prison and go masturbate, you know what I mean, in the shower. Or you can stay out there, get your job, go to school, get your education, and have sex with your woman. But anyway, we put the sheet up, we masturbate with the women. So, we in there now. and they got count time. So when they got count time, you know, the police coming, you hear the keys coming, and you know to stick your head out, you know what I mean? So, you know, or your hand out so that they can see you and they'll count you. So they'll go, you know, 45, you know what I mean? And who in the shower? You stick your hand out, 46, and they keep going because they ain't trying to see you naked either, you know? But now me and my old slick ass, you know what I mean? I'm trying to, you know, I want this female to see me naked because, you know, I think I'm, you know, no homo, you know, I think I'm hung, and I figure if she see me hung that, you know, she'll be attracted to me. Yeah, that's where my mentality was at. But mind you, I was 29 years old at the time. So they come through, they counting, and she yelling who in the shower. Everybody sticking their hand out. You know what I mean? I ain't saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? But you see the shower up, she hear the water running. So she finished counting and she come back and she showed one person. So now she, you know what I mean? Who in the shower? Who in the shower? You know what I mean? So I said, you know, to myself, I ain't gonna say nothing. So I'm sitting in there, no disrespect. You know, I'm sitting in there, you know, I'm greasing up. I got the baby oil, I'm doing me. Shorty pulls the curtain back to see who in the shower because she want to get a count, right, to be on point with the men to be done on time. She pulls the shower back and I'm sitting in there. I got a handful of Vaseline and a handful of baby oil. You understand what I'm saying? And she pulls the shower. She looks and she looked down. She said, and, you know, made a face like, like, you know, like it ain't all that. You know what I mean? And kept it peeling. So now all the other brothers, you know, that was in the shower, they seen her walk in the shower. But like I said, they behind the sheet, but she had to pull my sheet back. So they all said, oh man, she wanted you, because she pulled the shower. Ain't no man police gonna pull the shower while no man back there. But then again, we gonna stick our hand out to let them know where we at. You know what I mean? So then we come out and I'm hollering at her. She a little Philly chick. So, you know, I'm talking to her. I'm like, damn, mom, in the shower, why you do that? She said, well, why you ain't answer? I said, I was getting mines, you know what I mean? And, you know, when you put the shower, I mean, you know, it helped me to get mine. So I just came to really tell you thank you. You know, she started laughing. He said, boy, get out my face. You know what I mean? I'm doing the job. I said, well, I was doing the job too. You know what I mean? So she started laughing and we started kicking it soul to soul. But anyway, that was one of the pleasures of having a female work in a joint. And that was the first time me being around a female in the federal system as a correction officer that got that close to me when I was butt naked. So now let's go back to Atlanta. All right. So now we back in Atlanta. Now in Atlanta, they got like 30% of the women is 30% of the correction officers are females. So you got some nice females, tall, dark, slim, bonk. They even had, I might have to do that for a whole separate video, but I'm gonna just give you a little short what it is. They even had a female that was in, because I know y'all gonna have your comment, put your comments up, like, subscribe. You know what I mean? And the Cash App is there. If everybody give $1, I could get this camera that I'm trying to get. That's all I want is $1 or more and we get this camera. But anyway, not soliciting, but just letting you know what it is. Yeah, I'm soliciting. You know what it is. Y'all watching these videos, they not free. You know what I mean? Even YouTube get money for this, even though they pay us crumbs. But anyway, so, you know, we got these black females in there. And in the hospital, you had a female that will put you on a call out. You understand what I'm saying? And you send money to the Western Union, to one of her peoples on the street, and you go up there, she put you on the call out, and she get you in the room by yourself, and she sex you down. I'm gonna give you the details on how that went. They pull you in the room, and you know what I mean? So you send your people, you know, your people send them a little $150, $200, you know what I mean? Yeah, they had a trick in the joint, you know what I mean? And the female would, you know, bring you back there, you know, give you a little hand job, give you a little blow job, whatever you wanted, you know, a little extra money, you get a little sex or whatever. But that was her routine because she had the medical, so she had, you know, all the permission to close the door because your medical things had to stay private. I know y'all want to hear about that story. Hit the Cash App, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. So now we out in the joint. So, you know, that's how dudes is enjoying joints like that. Now the females there, you can tell them, damn, your hair look good. You got a fat ass, mommy. You know what I mean? They talk about, boy, you need to stop. I'm saying I'm dead serious. And this joint was like right around the corner from Magic City, the #1 strip club. You know what I mean? So all the male police, they trying to make money in the joint so that they could go to the strip club. You know what I mean? And at the time, they had quarters. You actually go to commissary and you buy a roll of quarters from commissary, and then you go back and you could buy stuff from the vending machine. So when you buy your, you know, your weed that people bring in, your dope or whatever, or, you know, you selling your, let's not forget your mackerels, you know what I mean? Or you selling your, you know, little butt naked soup, you know what I mean? We actually sell them and get a quarter. Or you selling your onions, you get $1, 4 quarters. So you make your little money. I mean, there was dudes in there that had thousands of dollars in quarters. So now the females would come kick it to us because they know we had cash, you know, even though it was in quarters. I mean, you literally see, you know, females walking out the prison, you know what I mean, with a bag you know what I mean, over their shoulder with like $100, $200 in quarters. You know what I mean? That's how Atlanta was. Y'all in Atlanta know what I'm talking about. But, you know, nobody even cared about none of that worked in Atlanta, the administration, because their whole thing was, you know what I mean? They don't see nothing, they don't hear nothing because they getting something too from whatever angles they getting in, so ain't nobody turning nobody in. But Atlanta was the place to be. These black females, you know, was selling that thing, and the male officers, you know what I mean, will bring that pack in. Meaning they'll bring the weed, the dope, whatever you need. We ain't have cell phones then they could bring in because it was G.I. Joe cell phones. So they bring all it in. So that's how Atlanta was. So everybody want to get to Atlanta. So this crazy dude from Chicago that was old nut with the remote control, he winds up in ATL. So he in Atlanta USP. So he get up in there now, everybody out in the yard. So like I said, the Sharif, that's the security of the Muslims, you know what I mean? And the Iman, they out there talking to the shot caller for the, you know, for the Chicago car. So they letting them know like, yo, we want this dude. He put his hands on one of the Muslims, and the same way y'all don't allow nobody put your hands on y'all's, you know what I mean? He put his hands on one of us, and we not standing for it. We want our get back. You understand what I'm saying? So bottom line is, and if we don't get our get back, then we coming at the whole car. So y'all want to know the outcome of that where I left off on the last video. So what it was he turned around and he tell him, you know what I mean? The Chicago dude tell him, look, you know what I mean? He was dead wrong. He was 100% wrong for the way he went about it. You know what I mean? With the remote control, the stabbing the dude in the face while he sleep, the whole nine, but he ain't let us know nothing about it. But we not making no excuses, but we telling you now, he deserved to be punished, but you're not going to punish him. You know what I mean? We're going to punish him because he our own. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how it works with the prison. You ain't going to let nobody from another car discipline nobody from your car. So he tell them, we going to go discipline them. You know what I mean? So now, you know, they go back. And the Muslims went for that because that's the way it go. You know what I mean? So, you know, so they go back now and they call dude in the cell and, you know, let him know you got to go, you know, 3 minutes with 3 of the homies. So they take him in there and they beats him down. Bum, 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 bum. I mean, they beat him down. So now when the joint is over and everybody know that they took him in there to go beat him down, they come out the cell and it's supposed to be over, right? You know what I mean? They put their hands on him to handle that. But now the Muslim car said, nah, my nigga. You know what I mean? He ain't put his hands on the homie. He put the knife in the homie. Either y'all put the knife in him, you know what I mean? Or, you know, we're going to put the knife in him. And then whatever come from that. So y'all need to get your knives or whatever. But he getting the knife put in him because he put the pen in the homie high. And he did way more than just putting hands on him. So that's not going to make it. You know what I mean? So now when they do that, they go back and, you know, by the time they deliberating on how they going to handle it, you know what I mean? Because, you know, the Muslims gave him a chance to go back and y'all work out how, you know, if y'all want to put the knife in him or we got to put the knife in him and y'all. You know what I mean? So by the time they go back and, you know, dude, you know, the crash dummy, that's what we going to call him. The crash dummy hears about this. You know what I mean? He ain't thorough as he think he is. He basically been faking with the remote control from Lewisburg. You know what I mean? He took the ass whooping and he was good with that. But the Muslims wasn't good with that. You know what I mean? Nah, he spilled blood, we want blood. You know what I mean? So that's the way that played out. So now when he hears that, you know what I mean? Don't be mad at the story, but this is the facts. He went and checked in. Checked in meaning he went to Lieutenant Alvin and told him, I can't stay here, I fear for my life. You understand what I'm saying? So now, you know what I mean? So now when he go up there, the ATL like, nah, we ain't having that. Ain't no checking in. You know what you did. Take your ass back on the compound. We ain't doing no paperwork. It ain't no whole bunch of prisons. We not doing none of that. But not too many people know that he checked in, but his homies know he checked in because they didn't want no beef. You know, the ones that was just trying to do their time. So they told him, oh, you need to just check in. So when he tried to check in, the Atlanta police said, nah, nigga, we ain't doing that. So now he goes out there. He had to go back to the compound. So when he goes back to the compound, he either had to, you know what I mean, deal with worrying about which one of the Chicago homies going to put the knife in him. You understand what I'm saying? Or how that's going to play out, or if the homies is going to hold him down. Which the Chicago homies official, they would have held him down. You know what I mean? But instead, what he do is he goes into the mess hall and he picks a free pick. You know what I mean? A free pick. Y'all won't know what a free pick is. A free pick is when you grab somebody that you know there's going to be no repercussions. You know what I mean? So it's a new dude just came in with bus shoes. He didn't even know who he was. He just punched him in the face. Bong. And started whooping the dude in the mess hall. Everybody know you've been in the federal system. You ever fight in the mess hall at lunchtime when the administration's in there, you getting transferred. So that's how he got out of that without getting the check-in on his jacket. But I'm telling you, because I ain't tell you no names, you know what I mean? But I'm telling you, that dude wound up grabbing a free pick. because they wouldn't allow him to check in. So now they sends him over, and he winds up going to another joint. He goes to another joint and he hooks up with, the folks over there. So he told him that he had to put work in Atlanta. That's why he got transferred. He ain't tell him nothing about the Lewisburg incident, and that didn't get to that joint yet. So now he tell him that, I had to put my work in. So, you know what I mean? That's how I wound up here. So they let him in. But then now he know the Chicago dudes, is vexed with him and was going to put the knife in him over there in Atlanta. So he goes over here to this new compound. And when he gets to the new compound, he telling them he put his work in Atlanta, by having to smash a dude over in the kitchen, because he ain't like the way the dude was looking at him. He was too close to him. He was gritting on him, and he got this gangster story why he could smash this free pick. So now he hooks up with a young boy, that was a folks, that was a GD from Tennessee. So this is about Tennessee car, GD car, and the Muslim car. So he hooks up with the folks. So when he hooks up with the folks, the young boy they got from Tennessee, he a little loud mouth dude. He like to gamble. He shoot dice. He bet on tickets. He do everything, but he got a real nasty, slick mouth. Because he know that the GDs is deep. And he's just a wild dude like that. Don't know no goddamn bet and don't know where he at yet. So he go up in there. And they shooting dice with the DC dudes. So this bring the DC dudes in it. So this is everybody. So I got to put everything in the title. So he's shooting dice with the DC dudes. And while he's shooting dice, he talking crap. Talking about, nigga, inviting them to his private parts. And you don't do that in prison. I did that. Shit wound up happening. I'm going to tell you how I wound up getting, busting my shit. For even mentioning private parts to another dude. And I know y'all want to hear about that. This how, Unique got his discipline. Boop. Hit with a lock. But it happens to the best of us. So like I said, ain't no faking here. It's all a part of penitentiary. But they shooting dice in this Tennessee dude. He talking mad crap. You can't stop him. It's something I do. My blah, 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 blah. And your mother is, nigga, take this. Bong, and he rolling the dice and he winning the money. And the DC dude doing there, sitting there. So the DC dude said, nigga, you need to watch your mouth, nigga. You know what I mean? He's like, man, I ain't got to watch nothing. You just pay me my stamps. And they rolling. Let's not forget, when you got your stamps, you penitentiary rich. So he penitentiary rich. He got a handful of flat books. He got a handful of regular books, and he chilling. He penitentiary rich right now. And he talking crap. He rolling the dice. Told my take this. Tell your mother suck this. Bong. And he talking crap. So now the DC dude say, yo, watch your mouth, my bro. You know what I mean? And the dude told my man, nah, nigga, if you don't like it, you know what to do. Get yours in blood. You understand what I'm saying? So when he said that, boom, he done invited it. It is what it is. Everybody know DC don't play. All right? Now, just like GD, Chicago, and everybody else don't play, Serranos and the whole nine. So we go back, they go back to the unit. So when they go back to the unit, they all in the unit, and the DC dudes is vexed. So they talking about what's going on amongst themselves. And they like, nah, dude invited me to his private parts and da-da-da. I'm not letting that go, my brother. So they tell him, nah, but just let it go. He's like, man, I'm not letting it go. You know what I mean? So then now, they sitting there, and, him and his homies is there, talking about the folks. Remember, the Chicago dude, now he running with the folks. Because the Chicago dudes, they not on that board. They're about that, getting that money. They respect man, and they on some man time. But he running with the folks. No disrespect to the folks. The folks is GDs. So now no disrespect to them. But the young boy from Tennessee, he was a GD. You already know you got a lot of GDs down there. Big shout out to my man. I can't say his name because I found out the other day that he hot. You know what I mean? When I say hot, mean he a rat, he a snitch. We can't mention his name. But when he was there amongst us, and most of the dudes that ain't right, that's rats, snitches, and all that, they be good dudes. You know what I mean? But, once you find out that they ratted, then all that get erased. But he got along with everybody, and he was from Tennessee, too, so I'm not even going to say his name. You know what I mean? I even got a picture of him when I put up. I got to black him out. But I'm going to show a picture of, my folks, me and the folks. So now we sitting in there, and, the DC dudes is, we're not having this. You know what I mean? So now they wait and they roll up on dude, you know what I mean? And they winds up stabbing up the Tennessee dude real bad. So when they stabs him up real bad, you understand what I'm saying? Being that here folks, they stabbed up the folks. Everybody know who's who. So they locked the joint down, they transfer everybody, and being that the Chicago dude was always with him, you know what I mean? He wound up getting transferred too, but he didn't get stabbed because the DC dudes didn't think he was the folks, because he was the folks, he was just from Chicago. But he was running with the folks. You know what I mean? So, DC left him out of it, not knowing what was going on. You understand? They got a lot of DC dudes that's Muslim dudes. So after they did that, the administration locked him up, though, for what they call affiliation, because he was always with the folks. You understand what I'm saying? But we know who's a folk and who's not a folk, but the administration, they take full responsibility to try and protect the lives. So they say. I don't see them put rats and rats together in a cage knowing that they're going to go at it like two, Siamese fighting fish. You know what I mean? Whenever you put two of those pretty little bowls that they got in the fish tank, you put them together with those pretty little fish, and you put the bowls together, and you see them keep banging their head in the bowl. You know what I mean? Banging their head in the bowl because they got to go at each other. So that's how it is in the prison. So that now, the DC dude stabbed up the folks from Tennessee real bad. They had to airlift him out to the hospital. So now they airlift him out to the hospital. Now, years later, he winds up over there in Atwater. So now he winds up over there in Atwater. You know what I mean? He done got stabbed up by the DC dudes for talking trash out the mouth, and he winds up over there in Atwater. You know what I mean? So now he winds up over there in Atwater. He gets to Atwater, and you got the DC brothers there, and you got nothing but gangsters out of DC. I'm going to say it again. In Atwater, we had gangsters out of DC. You understand what I'm saying? So, I'm even going to give you a couple of names, which you already know, but now I'm going to say that for the next week. I'm going to let you know when you have it in DC, maybe tomorrow, man. But I don't want to be on there too much. I just wanted to give y'all the ending to that. But now we over here in Atwater with a spillover from Lewisburg to Atlanta to the other penitentiary that I ain't going to name because it'd be giving a little too much. You know what I mean? Flipped on over, and then now we at Atwater. So if you want to hear part 3 to this Chicago joint, to the folks joint, to the Muslim joint, to the DC joint, you hit me up and put it in the comments. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and hit that Cash App, man. Y'all need to start paying for these stories, man. All right?
Hi guys, welcome to Platinum Cuisines. We're located in Freeport on the Nordica Mile. Just wanted to introduce my partner, Amy.
Hi guys, how are you? And this is my sister-in-law, Diana, another partner. I just ask that you come support our minority-owned business. We serve Asian fusion, Caribbean cuisine, and we have a beautiful restaurant located on the Nautical Mile in Freeport, New York. And we're asking that you come check us out and also make sure to tune in to Mecca Audio TV.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. An Instagram page and a YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca Audio.
Alright, so we got the next part coming up. Remember, cop your book of Roaring Harlem at roaringharlem.com. Cop your book at Roaring Harlem at roaringharlem.com. Alright? You got the number up there to call if you want to get on a future show. If you got something to say, you want to be a part of this because you've been in prison, state, feds, or whatever, come on up here. And remember, hit the like button and subscribe button, man. That's it. I'm done. We got the next part coming. If you want it, put it in the comments, man. If it ain't in the comments, I'm not doing it because, like I said, it's just too many goddamn stories to go. So just remember, cop your book or Roaring Harlem at roaringharlem.com.